Hey everybody, what's up? Fred McKinnon here with eComCatalyst. Today, I want to talk to you about something that's very important to me, and it's something I hear a lot, and it has to do with what we do at eComCatalyst as a full-service agency, how that might apply to you, and the question that brand owners and manufacturers often have about, should I go with an agency or should I hire in-house? It's one of the biggest debates we have when we're talking to potential clients. They're trying to decide if they want to invest in the cost of an agency, or if maybe they really need help, they should just hire that help inside. Bringing in a remote employee or bringing in an in-house person inside their team. Lots of great options there, and there's lots of great agencies out there and some not so great agencies. But for me, I want to talk today about that. This isn't going to be one of those typical videos where I talk about how to make Amazon better for you specifically or go into a specific deep dive about one specific topic. This is just kind of like, let's sit down by the fireplace and have a little chat, all right? So this video is really meant for you. If you're a brand owner, if you're a manufacturer, if you're someone out there who's trying to decide in your e-commerce strategy if it's time to bring on an agency, maybe you're shopping for a different agency, maybe you're considering hiring in-house, this is for you, okay? Now, I'm happy to say that we've had our best year ever at eComCatalyst. I'm recording this video at the end of 2024. Our clients have seen over 50% increase in their sales across the board, some brand new, some have been with us for years. It's just been a great year. We've started people at zero and they're doing over 100K a month. We've got clients into the millions and millions and millions of dollars. Couldn't be happier about what we're seeing. Now, there's always this debate. Can I do it myself? Should I bring it in-house? Should I hire? Should I go with an agency? Again, I'm targeting this specific video to brand owners and manufacturers, people who are at a place now where it's getting to the point you can't do it yourself anymore, or you can't do it with the team that you have, all right? And I will be using a principle in this video frequently called Buy Back Your Time, and it's based off an amazing book. I'll drop a link to the book on Amazon in the video show notes. It's one of my favorite books. And the essence of this book, Buy Back Your Time, is that your time is very valuable. It helps you to come up with what your time is worth, and then it helps you to understand, like, if someone else can do what you would be doing at least like 70 to 80% as good as you can do it, then maybe that's something you should not be doing. I love the entrepreneur, I love the grinder, I love the person that's out there figuring everything out and doing everything they know to do. That's me, right? I figured every single thing about this out on my own, all right? I didn't go to college for this. I went to college and got a music degree in theory and composition and piano performance, 2 music majors. I actually did that for 25 years full-time as a musician in a church, all right? Even in church world, there was this like 80% thing where we knew that if our sanctuary or auditorium or whatever you wanted to call the room where the people come to worship, once it became like 80% full, you kind of plateaued out. You were stagnant. You didn't have any more growth. Once your parking lot was 80% full, it was kind of a deterrent to other people coming in. So this whole 70, 80% thing applies to your time as well, all right? So I want you to be thinking about that as we go into this. I do believe that bringing in-house could be a solution for larger brands, but only if they bring in multiple team members, because there's just not going to be one hero guy or girl that you hire that's going to be proficient at SEO and PPC and graphic design and logistics and account health and all the issues that go into growing a brand on Amazon. So let's talk about agencies. eComCatalyst, we were formerly called eBusinessonline, went through a big name change earlier this year. An agency like ours is very important to ask these questions, okay? What makes you unique? What makes you stand out? I think one of the best things about eComCatalyst is, as the founder, myself, Fred McKinnon, I've personally been a seller for over 20 years, all right? If you're shopping around for an agency, that's a question you need to ask, right? You need to ask, how long have you sold? Did you ever sell? Do you have brands? Have you successfully grown a brand, sold or exited a brand? The people that I'm going to be working with in your agency, my account manager, my brand partner, whatever they might be called, how much experience do they actually have selling and running a website or running a brand. Very, very important. Been at it for over 20 years. When I started, it was called an Amazon Z shop, all right? And then it became an Amazon marketplace. And I remember being in the Amazon marketplace and being forced to migrate to this new platform called Amazon Seller Central. FBA didn't exist, PPC didn't exist. None of those things existed, right? I've seen every iteration of the Amazon seller platform. I've seen every one of those iterations come. It's been an incredible journey with over 100 million in sales. I've done dropship, I've done wholesale, I've done private label. I still have my own private label brands, not just on Amazon, but multi-channel on Walmart, on eBay, on Etsy, on Wayfair, on Faire, and on Shopify stores with Google Shopping, Microsoft Shopping, TikTok Shop. Lots of experience there, okay? And with that comes the experience of being in the trenches and really knowing what's going on. Let's face it, we can look at some of the aggregators that went bankrupt over the last few years. You know, these huge private equity-backed aggregators came in and they just began to buy Amazon brands like crazy with huge multiples, and they dumped billions and billions of dollars into buying up all these brands, but they didn't have people to operate. Sure, they had these young guns, you know, maybe that they hired out of business school that learned in a school, in a classroom, on paper, but they went bankrupt because these brands were not run effectively and they lost their money. Because you can learn in school, you can learn watching videos, you can learn by buying a course, but you can't really learn until you have been in the trenches. I always say you haven't really learned until Amazon has kicked you in the teeth for at least 10 years, okay? So I've had mine kicked in and kicked out for 20 years. I've learned so much to be in the trenches. I think it's one of the most important things. And I honestly think that that's what makes eComCatalyst stand out above many other agencies, is that level of experience shared across our team. All right. Now, I want to pivot and talk about services. One of the most important parts of growing your brand on Amazon, whether you have an agency, whether you're doing it yourself, whether you have a small team or you're hiring in-house, is SEO. All right. You can have the most beautiful listing ever. You can have the most perfect pictures, the most beautiful main image, but if you don't have it optimized correctly, you're not going to get sales, or your sales are going to be very, very limited. All right. SEO is something that is not done once and forgotten about. It's constantly evolving. Our team with our clients, we're working on listings, optimizing listings, re-optimizing listings, A/B split testing titles, bullet points, images, image carousels, everything that can be tested to try to find how to win, how to improve, how to rank better, okay? Ranking is everything. If you don't know what your hero keywords are and what your roots are and your outliers and residual keywords and how you rank for those organically, you are in a world of hurt and trouble, and you need someone that knows what they're doing to make that happen. Now, if all that just made your head spinning, like, I don't even know what he's talking about, then it's time to get some help, all right? It's where we live, it's where we eat, it's where we breathe, it's where we just invest our time, all right? Do you know about all those keywords? Do you know how you're ranked? Do you track how you're ranked and how frequently? Do you know what specific keywords you're ranked for, and more importantly, what keywords your competitors are ranked for and how you stack up against them? This is things that as an agency we track religiously, all right? We want to know this. We want to know, where are the gaps? Where are we not grabbing market share, and what can we do to improve that? All of those things are super, super important, something you should be doing. And yes, you can hire that and you can have someone do that, but that's probably the main thing they're good at. And there's so many other things that go parallel and in tandem with that are important. For example, PPC. I would say PPC is one of the biggest things for us to discuss, all right? And that's one of the main things that a lot of brand owners want to outsource. I see it all the time. And many people reach out to us as an agency at eComCatalyst and they say, I don't need all the other stuff. I just want someone to manage my PPC. Well, here's the problem with that. One of the main reasons to run effective PPC is to rank your product organically for certain keywords. If your PPC strategy is being done and it's being done siloed over with someone other else, you know, some specialist just doing PPC, they're doing that in a vacuum, in a void, without necessarily the strategy that goes behind doing that for SEO. The two should be working together, all right? Your SEO team needs to be talking to your PPC team. The people that are in charge of the strategy of the growth of the account need to be knowing, hey, what are we doing PPC wise, but how is it impacting what we're trying to accomplish from an SEO perspective? Because again, this isn't set it up and forget it. This isn't set it up and be done with it. It is constantly evolving. I've seen it with PPC everywhere, right? We've seen clients who are just wasting tens of thousands of dollars in wasteful spend on PPC before we come in and take over. And then we see where clients aren't spending nearly enough on PPC. And because of that, there are these huge gaps in market share where they should be crushing it and they're not, because they're neglecting their SEO and they're neglecting ranking and they're neglecting this, or maybe they're spending too much in branded search and not enough here. All of that is very, very detailed. And I want to ask you the question, Mr. Brand Owner, Mr. Manufacturer, Mr. Chief Marketing Person, Mr. Head of e-commerce for your brand or your company. Are you aware of how much time we're talking about here? Are you aware of, to do this properly, what kind of investment of time goes into doing this properly? It's immense, okay? And your time is worth something. So you want to make sure that the people who really specialize in these areas are the ones that are doing this to grow your account, okay? I'm happy to say at eComCatalyst, it's something we do very well. Let's talk about graphics. I will say that PPC and graphics are two of the most labor-intensive things that as an agency we provide for our clients, okay? You can hire someone to do graphics. You got a great marketing person in-house. They're good in Photoshop. Hey, they know Canva, woohoo, right? And they can make pretty graphics. And sometimes that happens. But again, image optimization is super critical. Your main image is probably the most important thing on your listing. And I like to say that a properly optimized listing should have an image carousel full of graphics and video, and every possible question that a potential buyer might have about your product should be answered in that image carousel. The image carousel should not be the same as what you did on your Shopify store, because that's a completely different vibe there. The elevation of your brand on your Shopify store is going to be different than it will be on a mass marketplace like Amazon, okay? But even if you know how to do graphics, do you know how to do PPC? Do you know how to do SEO? All these other things, they all go in tandem. So many times when I talk to brands, they're like, well, we're going to spend $80,000 and hire a new full-time person to run our Amazon store. I hear that. I'm just like, you can hire an agency for that or less, maybe a little more. It depends on the client, depends on what you're doing. But I just don't think that that person you're going to hire to quote run your e-commerce in-house is going to know all of these aspects of how to really grow a brand. I want to talk about logistics. I can tell you we have saved some of our clients tens of thousands of dollars. One client close to six figures in logistics alone in the last 6 months of this year. And that's because of some partnerships we formed, some connections we've made, and some ways to get. We've got clients that are getting their product picked up 5 separate Amazon optimized shipments with no inbound placement fees, getting their product picked up, not through Amazon partner carrier, and delivered to fulfillment centers and completely live unloaded and available within 3 to 4 days, right in the middle of Christmas. Meanwhile, on Reddit, on Facebook, on YouTube, and all these places, I'm seeing people like losing their minds because it's taken 3 weeks for this truck to even show up. They keep canceling their pickups, or they've had their inventory shipped to Amazon and it arrived 4 weeks ago and still hasn't been checked in yet, right? So that is something that we have done that as part of our network has saved clients tens of thousands of dollars, all right? In addition to that, the time spent understanding inventory workflow. We send our clients weekly replenishment requests because we keep track of your 30, 60, 90-day sales volume at the SKU level, what you need to have in Amazon, what you need to have in reserve storage like AWD or at Walmart WFS. And just that alone saves people hours and hours per week, all right? Logistics is huge. We have clients that are like, how's the best way to get a 40-foot container from China into Amazon most efficiently? There's a lot of variables that go into that. There's so many ways to go into that. And to have someone with the experience, 20 plus years, to be able to say, oh, wait, have you heard about this plan? Have you heard about this opportunity? Let me introduce you to this person, this freight forwarder, this service provider. That's another area we bring immense value. You're not going to get that by hiring someone to run this for you in-house, or hiring some person in Pakistan on Upwork for $5 an hour. You're not going to get that at all right? Back to the buy back your time principle. It's so much more than just your time. It's the value of all of these. As the owner of eComCatalyst, I can tell you I spend too much money, absurd money, thousands and thousands of dollars every year traveling, meeting with clients, but more importantly, going to conferences, going to trade shows, going to live events, networking with 7, 8, 9, 10 plus figure sellers, people that are doing, 50 million a year on Amazon. Networking with those kind of people, you learn a few things, right? And I'm able to bring that in and communicate it through our Slack channel to our team in person in our team meetings. But at those events, not only am I networking with some of these amazing sellers, but I'm networking with service providers. So because of that, you've got a Rolodex full of people at Amazon, people at Walmart. So I can email and talk to somebody, a real person at Amazon FBA, at AWD, in PPC, in logistics, in seller support, escalations. Most people don't have that. 20 years worth of saving email addresses and contacts of people at Amazon really is worth something, to tell you the truth. Seller support, account help. You wake up in the morning and your best-selling camping tent has been suspended by Amazon because they think it's a pesticide. Now, you might laugh, but that kind of stuff happens all the time. All the time, okay? Do you know how to get out of that? Do you know what it's like and how much money you're losing when your product is down and you're trying to open seller support cases or your staff in-house is opening seller support cases and they're getting the copy-paste template back from the offshore tier 1 Amazon seller support over and over and over and over again for 3+ weeks? Or your ticket is escalated to, quote, the concerned team that doesn't have any concern for you whatsoever? Do you know how to break out of that? Do you know what to say, what to do, who to call? That is the value of an agency like eComCatalyst. We've got those connections. We have seller support escalation specialists on our team that actually worked as supervisors inside of Amazon seller support. That alone is huge. Look, there are great agencies out there, and there are amazing brands who are doing an incredible job with their own in-house teams. But I'm just making this because I believe we would be a great fit if you're looking to scale, if you're looking to grow, and you're wanting a partner, treats you like family, who works with you, who can provide all of these benefits and more, many times at a cost that is less than what you would pay to hire someone in-house. When you add up the value of your time, when you add up the increase in sales, when you add up the money that you save through much, much better PPC optimization, when you add up the increase in sales organically because of effective SEO, keyword ranking, keyword tracking, sometimes an agency is absolutely the way to go. Now, if you need help and you're that brand owner, you're that manufacturer, and you've watched this video and you're like, man, maybe I should reach out. Let's hear from you, okay? eComCatalyst.com, schedule a consultation. I'll be glad to jump on a call with you, show you how we can help you scale and grow your brand moving into the next season, into the next year. Let's make it happen. Let's get it done. And I also want to talk to those of you that are watching this and you're still here at the end of the video and you're like, I hear all that, Fred, but man, I don't have $4,000 or $5,000 a month. I don't have $3,000 a month or whatever your retainer is. I don't have that, but I really just need some help. Well, we also do one-off projects. We don't always do them. Our priority always goes to our retainer clients. But even like right now, we're doing a project with a client. He just has one hero product. He's relaunching a new version of that hero product. And he's like, I could figure it out, but my time's too valuable. So we're doing that for him. We're getting the products actually at a photography studio, getting photography done right now. We took care of all of that, okay? Our team is doing all of the SEO back-end research, not only for his product, but all the competitors selling similar products. We're adding all of the hero search terms and everything we need to track to make sure that he ranks properly. We're doing all of this full image optimization to build out the image carousel, getting that listing built for him. Also, his product sitting overseas and the manufacturer's done and they're desperate to ship it. We're figuring that out, getting his logistics taken care of, getting the barcodes sent over to the manufacturer so they can be labeled overseas to eliminate the need for all this product to come to the client. That's what we would call a one-time job. We don't always do those, but you're always welcome to come to eComCatalyst.com, request a consult, or contact us via email. Let us know what you need, how we might can help. Look, I really appreciate you watching this video. This is not the normal video I would do, and I know I've rambled on a lot, but I'm passionate about what we provide. I'm passionate about what we bring. Yeah, it's a pitch video for eComCatalyst for our agency and how I think we can help your brand scale. All right. Now, if you're just watching this and you're interested in e-commerce, or you're that Mr. Brand Owner, Mrs. Brand Owner, I hope that you'll hit the subscribe button and follow us. Also come to eComCatalyst.com, sign up for our email newsletter. All right, once a week there, I just kind of send out a short little bullet list of what I'm seeing in the market, what I'm seeing in e-commerce, how I think things are going, what's working, what's not working, what you need to be looking out for, any new resources maybe that I've discovered that I found to be very helpful. You can also sign up for that at eComCatalyst.com. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for subscribing. Thanks for being a part of what we're doing here. And I hope that you have amazing success in your journey as an e-commerce seller.